No, I was fresh out of high school, young and dumb, and had, um, didn't have any, but I did meet I came back home on leave for the Marines, and then went out with some friends downtown here in Lincoln and met a girl, and then she was with me for my last 2.5 years when I was in the Marine Corps. So,
did it affect the relationship at all to the Marine Corps at all, or did it not?
yeah, she went through the time I deployed to Cuba. She was with me then, and then back then, we didn't have cell phones in our hand constantly, or computer labs to get on Skype or whatever and communicate. It was still writing letters and then getting on a payphone and paying lots of money to make a phone call back then. Like I remember I called my parents once from Israel just to tell them where I was, and it cost like $200 for that one phone call, back then. So, so that was a little harder, but people were used to it then. Now with technology we got, it's like watching soldiers. Last time I deployed was in 2015, and watching soldiers then just constantly every day. We had these internet pucks that we it was like this. It was kind of like a beeper, but it was just an internet deal, and you can tether your phone to that, and you had Wi-Fi off of that. And watching soldiers then, there was constantly every day, so like several times a day, because of the time change and everything, that they were communicating with family back home, which was kind of a good thing if they had little kids or whatever. But
Right.
my wife and I was like, we'll talk once a week, because I don't have nothing to talk about every day, But my wife I have now, she went through both Iraq deployments with me and stuff like that, and did really well with it. And then my son was here for the second one. He wasn't around for the first one, but my first wife, she didn't even make it halfway through the Bosnia deployment, and then before we ended up filing for a divorce. So it takes a different special lady to put up with it back home, or even if it's a female soldier deployed, that significant other back home has to be 100% supportive of that soldier that's deployed or whatever. But yes, it affects things, and it's, I mean, when you're a soldier or a Marine, Navy, or whatever, and you deploy, you only have to worry about one thing. You have to worry about doing what you're going to do, because you don't have to worry about your laundry. Your laundry, you drop it off, it gets washed for you every day. You don't have to worry about making any of your food, because you get 3 meals a day. And then unless you, like the beginning of the war, then you ate MREs or whatever, because they were invading. But there's different types, and then like a Vietnam vet would have completely different answers to what I'm giving you for Iraq,
Right.
Because they lived in the jungle. I was on a FOB, Forward Operation Base, and we did convoys and stuff with gun trucks, but you were at another FOB by dinner time, so you had food, and then the whole laundry thing, you were good with, and then it was pretty well set up. You had a gym to go work out in, you had a DFAC to eat in, you had a decent place to sleep, whatever. So didn't have to worry about much, but you got to think about the family members back home are still dealing with every day-to-day incident. Like my wife had to deal with one of the last deployment. My mom was, make a short story, she had to worry about our old house and our current house, the kid going to school, food every day and laundry every week, and car breaking down, or all that stuff to worry about. but a soldier doesn't have to worry about all that, you know, and it's a lot easier, I think, on a soldier than it is a family member. And that's where, as a soldier, you gotta give respect to that family member for what they're doing back home. But but there is stress, you know, for a soldier because they're in the combat zone. You know, it could be being shot at or bombed or whatever, you know, but it's gotta be respect both ways. But, you know, and just understand and help out as much as you can. And that's where the communication helps. But my wife's a trooper. She was able to manage everything and take care of things, you know. And then we made enough money. Last time I was senior enlisted, so we made enough money where if she had a problem with the house, she just hired somebody to fix it, you know, something like that. So, but other than that, yeah. When we were running gun trucks out on missions and stuff, we had music playing through our headsets because each individual in the truck had a headset,
Right.
and we played Slipknot and Five Finger Death Punch and you know and stuff like that because it pumps you up, you know, Metallica or whatever. But and then sometimes we just have like R&B day or whatever, but. It's just music to get you through, you know, you're out on the road and, like if you drive here, you know, people drive here pretty well distracted or don't pay attention to anything, you know, so over there you're kind of eyes on everything that's going around you because you have to. And you know, looking off from a distance, looking directly right there in front of you because of roadside bombs, things like that. But communicating with everybody in the truck with those headsets, making sure everybody's watching their sector that they're watching, and then reporting anything they see. But you got to make it fun. You know, we took snacks and Rippets. They give these little cans of Rippets. They're like an energy drink. It's probably only got medical problems because of those, but as many as we drink. But music and stuff, you know, you just gotta have it, and then it depends. You know, we're from Nebraska, so
Yeah.
you know, you have a pretty big genre of music that you're gonna listen to. You know, some days it's country, some it's, you know, rock or whatever, and then you got R&B or whatever, rap, and just a variety. But it's just something to keep you going, just like you would on like if you go to the gym, you're gonna listen to something different. At the gym, you're not gonna listen to country music in the gym, you know, or whatever, maybe. But yeah, music affects, and it was a positive thing, you know, to have. And then some of us made homemade, because none of the military vehicles have a radio in them. And some of us made our own homemade car stereo system where we put a car radio in there in this box and some speakers, and then wired it to the truck that way. And it was removable. We could take it in and out all over where we're at. Yeah,